It is a little bit past midnight in the East Coast, 10:02 p.m. in the good state of Arizona, and 9:02 p.m. in the state of California. Good evening. This is our final edition of Arizona Decision 2006, The Verdict. I'm Kenny Wong.
I'm Michael Struening.
Currently, we have some results to update from you for the race in general in the U.S. The Democrats have retaken the House after 11 years of Republican control. The Democrats have won 19 seats today from the Republicans, raising their overall seats to 214 seats, up from 202 seats from 2004, and the Republicans are now down to 176 seats. In the U.S. Senate, the Republicans are currently down 3 seats, but still retaining a 1-seat plurality. Democrats are currently down at 46 seats, but Bernie Sanders, the Democratic Socialist from Vermont, and Joe Lieberman, who is running in Connecticut, are currently listed as independent, and they will be caucusing with Democrats. We're going to update you on some local races right now. Michael, can you update us on that?
Well, we're looking at the Arizona local elections, and all of these are final. 95% of precincts reporting, and it appears that Harry Mitchell has upset J.D. Hayworth, the incumbent, and the Republican Mitchell, with 52% of the vote, has defeated Hayworth. Also in Arizona news, John Kyle, 52% over Jim Peterson, and Janet Napolitano, like many of us expected, won the vote 63% to 35%. We're going to throw it to Kenny now for some information on the important propositions.
Thank you, Michael. The ballot propositions for today, Proposition 100, which will forbid bail for illegal immigrants and serious felonies, has passed with 77% of the vote. Local property tax levy restrictions, Proposition 101, is passed with a bare majority of 50.4%. Proposition 102, which will limit lawsuit damages for illegal immigrants, punitive damages, I should say, Proposition 102, is passing with 73.7% of the vote. English as official language Proposition 103, is also passing with 73.6% of the vote. Municipal debt Proposition 104, which would raise the debt limit that the city can use on street and road repairs and constructions, has passed with 58.5% of the vote. Both the Proposition 105 and 106, which deals with trust lands, have passed. Proposition 105 passed with the largest margin of votes, with 71.6%. Actually, I should correct myself. It is 71.6% no. Proposition 105 has failed. I repeat, Proposition 105 has failed. Proposition 106 has also failed, amazingly, with 51.7% saying no. Proposition 107, which bans same-sex marriages in the state of Arizona, has also failed with 51.7% saying
now, Kenny,
no.
Are you surprised at how close Proposition 107 really came down to the vote?
I am a little bit surprised at it, but also I'm not surprised at all, because because the sides that wanted to play up this thing as a gay marriage thing has, played up as, it's a religion thing, and, it really plays well in the state of Arizona. But when the opposition started attacking it and saying that it's actually will take away benefits from heterosexual partners, that really bites among seniors and everything. That creates a backlash.
You're right. Coming into this, I think a lot of people saw that, yes, Proposition 107 would pass, but when you really got down to the issues, that it appeared that no, it wouldn't, and that's exactly what happened.
Absolutely. When it comes down to the issue, is always bread and butter over ideology, I think, among the voters, even, among Republicans and Democrats. And we're going to go on for the propositions. We're going to go on for the entire list, actually. The 1 million lottery for voters initiative, which is Proposition 200, has failed with 2/3 of the votes against. Proposition 201, which bans smoking in restaurants and bars and supported by the American Cancer Society, has passed with 54.4% of the vote. And the raising of minimum wage initiative, Proposition 202, which will raise it to around $7 an hour, has passed with 66% of the vote. The cigarette tax, which has been very controversial because it says it will raise the tax to 0.8 of a cent instead of 80 cents. Remember that controversy.
Right.
That has passed as well with 52.2% of the vote. The farming initiative with Proposition 204, which bans cages, that one for the Covan slab controversy, that one's been very serious as well.
Right.
That has passed as well with 61.1% of the vote, despite a widespread opposition against it by the farmers and everyone else.
And it appears that the smoking ban in restaurants and bars has passed Proposition 201, But now Proposition 206 would ban smoking in restaurants but not bars. That actually failed. That's probably the next one on your list that you'll be talking about. Do you think that's surprising that voters came out and voted for one and then not the other?
I think the choice was very clear in the beginning. Of course, with people, they have, really drummed it up that with the ballot proposition on smoking, the one with the American Cancer Society is always the one that's in the interest of Arizonans, and the other one is always in the interest of big business. And with the current climate that's so against, big businesses and, corruptions and scandals and sort, this is really a backlash.
A lot of people saw this as a free speech case, but I didn't really see it that way. And evidently, at the polls, neither did the voters.
And that's absolutely correct. I think people see it's more of a health issue instead of a freedom of speech issue. I think a lot of people are just really content in smoking in the backyards, but not don't pollute our lungs. I think that's what the message that the voters are giving.
Absolutely.
In this election. The mail-in ballot initiative with Proposition 205, which would have an Oregon. Which adopt an Oregon way of conducting elections, which will eliminate polling places and will just mail the ballots to you. That has failed as well, overwhelmingly, 71.9% of the people voting against. Proposition 207, which limits the government's ability to take land, that has been boiling actually for a long time with the Supreme Court's decision on eminent domain and with government abusing its power in eminent domain. That initiative has passed, and it's limiting the government's ability to take land in eminent domain circumstances. It is passing with 65% to 35%.
That passed by a pretty heavy margin, and I think people really wanted their voice heard on the issue.
I think it's definitely true. After all, it's my house, and people just don't want you to come in and buy in your house and sell property value.
Absolutely.
And with Proposition 300, which the state press has gone against and the student government has gone against here at ASU, that has passed overwhelmingly as well. That would limit education service for illegal immigrants and would force illegal immigrants to pay out-of-state tuition for the university. That has passed with 71.1%. Do you find that surprising at all, Mike, or do you find that as expected?
I think it's really expected with the sentiment of a lot of people here in Arizona, and it passed overwhelmingly. So, a lot of the voters felt that this was an issue that they could really change with the ballot, and that's what they've gone out and done.
But I think with the entire thing is that the student government clearly they have lost clout on this issue. They have come out heavily against it. Ross Meyer and Liz Simonhoff being the ones, and we're currently actually running out of time for a little bit, so I'm just going to speed through the rest of the two propositions. Proposition 301, which bans probation for meth offenses, which is supported heavily by the Attorney General, I believe, in his crusade against that. That has passed with 57%, and pay raise for state legislatures has failed narrowly with 53.3% going
Kenny.
against.
Now, real quick, the Democrats will need to pick up 3 key elections, Virginia, Montana, and Missouri. All 3 are too close to call. Right now, it looks like the Democrats will take Montana. The Republicans on top in Missouri and Virginia right now, but still too close to call. If you want the results, you can check it out on SDTV News. We'll give you all the updates and all the results tomorrow morning. So check us out on SDTV News at the top of the hour, every hour. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
And thank you very much for watching. This is our last live show for this evening. You can catch the live shows and catch live feeds on every other channel around the country and around the state. And obviously, we'll be keeping you informed, like Mike said, on tomorrow morning's news. Thank you very much for watching the first ever SDTV live show. Have a good evening.